Oh, hello. Wait. Okay, I mean, the music's playing. Is the stream going? I see green. There we go. There's our stream. Hello. It took a sec. That was weird. It took kind of a second for it to load on my end. That's pretty unusual. Lowest quality. Music is not blinding my ears off. There we go. Listen to Miku music in the background. Why not, you know? Feel like it's a nice little bit of a change. Okay, so where were we last time? Let's check it out. We think we were doing our entity setup. Right. Oh, we were trying to change the function thing into a lambda. It's fine for now, right? The only difference is that this would get changed because these need to match this, but that's okay. That's fine. For now, it's okay. For now, though, we are going to be changing this. So let's get rid of all this. Components, entities, all that stuff, right? And then we have an entity manager, which we'll come back to in a bit. So let's make sure we have our syntax right here, because I don't want to. Let's see here. Let's make sure we got our syntax right. Let me boot up one more thing after I riz somebody here. Hell yeah. Over froyo. Even. Sorry, I was rizzing. We're gonna have froyo. Let's see what's up. With my girlfriend. Okay. That's booted up. I'm ready to go now. Let's do that. Before we start, though, let's just quickly take a gander at ECS C++. I just want to see what everybody else does real quick. So entity is a uint32, max entities 5,000. So we're gonna have an enumerator, right, of like obstacle, player, enemy, right? I'm trying to think of something that's universal between like a Vampire Survivors clone, a Pac-Man clone, a Frogger clone, and I don't know, some other stuff. Breakout's not going to be a same with Tetris. I want some sort of like enemy you can get hit real time kind of situation. So I don't think we're going to make a Tetris type game. So we have an array. We have a queue. Yeah, I don't like this whole entity manager. So make an entity. Yeah, let's not do this. So this is modern C++. Scripts. I just want to see what they do for a entity situation. Data locality. Yeah, okay, great. I just want to see what they do here. Struct physics. Okay, that makes sense. We already had that. Add component physics. But I don't know if I want like an add component method. Yeah, I know about the system. I just want to see how they actually like syntax this, you know? Code Toil, hello, how's it going? Welcome to the very start of the stream when we quickly look up stuff. Okay. Component base. So these are components. Construct data. Okay. So let's look up an entity manager. I think that's what's where entity manager C++. I just want to see what other people do for this before we actually do our own stuff. Let's see. So they have an unordered map, entity map, entity map, entity map. Cute. Oh, I see. That's cute. I don't know. Like in this case where you're when you type def an entire phrase and you call it this, and then you immediately use it to create an object type, why not just use this? Just have that and just use it as an entity map. I don't know. I think that's more clear. Okay, so it gets an instance of the energy manager. Creation and deletion. Registers an entity. Entity map dot insert. That is this guy, which is an unordered map. Okay, this is more like it. I think we are going to use a map, right? I don't know if we want an unordered map, but that's definitely what we're going to do. Who owns the entity? Entity manager, return manager instance. They're going to reuse the alias bellow, I guess. Save time typing. That is a common pattern. Oh, below. Sure, I just... You know. Like, here they reused it. But, like, this is already wrong, right? Let's look back at the game programming lecture. I want to see what they did here.
Right?
Okay, hold on. What does he do here? So this is his entity manager. Where was his entity implementation? Okay, so this is what he uses for entity. This is like super basic, right? So you have a size, which is the size T is just a size T is already like a thing, right? Yeah, it's an unsigned int. So at that point, you know, it might as well just be int, IMO. But it's like platform independent, I guess. You don't even react to the stinky slime thing anymore? I don't know if I've ever been a fan of like the stinky VTuber memes. It feels weird. I don't know. It feels a little weird. Then we have a string tag default. Bool is alive true. Okay. Interesting that we're making a base entity and we define an is alive true. Although I guess he's going to use that like for calling, right? So a bullet is not alive when it's not on the screen, right? An enemy's not alive when it's not on the screen. Or not supposed to be rendered anymore, right? Although I guess something like the Frogger trucks would be easy, right? Because when the trucks go off screen, you just relocate them. Although I guess for the sake of the tutorial, you would just delete the trucks and then create a new one. Shared pointer, C transform, shared pointer name, shared pointer shape, shared pointer box, entity string ID. And these are automatically null, right? Now these I want to be shared pointers, right? I think I do want these to be shared pointers. I don't see the need to make them unique. I don't mind any entity being kind of a chunky object. It is inefficient, but I feel like in this circumstance, it's going to be significantly easier to program with shared pointers as our thing here. I think that's what we're going to do. You know what? I'm going to copy this guy. I like this. So let's do our entity, which is currently a const int MID, which is default to 0. And then we have a const standard string m name, m tag, sorry, is equal to default. And then we have a boolean is alive equals true. And then that's going to be like the default on every entity that we create, right? And then we're going to make it via the tag name, which is mtag, and an ID number probably, right? Why would I want an ID number? Like if it's like a card game, I get it. You want ID numbers because that's how you translate what's in the deck versus what's in your hand versus what's on the field and what it knows to appear. Just you use an ID number. But if you have like if you're making like Frogger, what's the point of an ID? I'm trying to think of why. Is that what you search through the vector with? But at that point, if you're iterating through a vector to find an ID number, is this like a, no, it's not even the name. That's like an enumeration. I don't know. I'll keep it just for the sake of keeping it, but I don't know why you would have an ID specifically, you know? Oh, this should be const. Const by reference tag, absolutely. Strings are expensive. And then const int ID. MID ID. Beautiful. Love this syntax. Constructors, baby. Maybe read their code to see where it's used. I mean, I'll do it for now, but you know, I'm probably gonna delete this if I don't really need it. Okay, now we have a bunch of shared pointers. So what are his shared pointers for his constants, right? So the idea, I think, here is every entity, if they don't use these are gonna be null automatically, right? Transform, name, shape, and bound box. Probably the collision box. Shape is probably the render box, the name, and then transform. I'm sure he's gonna go through it, but I don't know what he means by transform. What does the prefix C mean? I think in his case, the word C, component, I think that's what it's supposed to stand for, because that's implying these are components, which is fair. I don't know if I like that, but I get it. He's teaching students, right? So a student sees a C, it's like, oh, it's a component. This naming style is outdated and not trending anymore. Dude, if I had it my way, I would name these all MID underscore. I would do this, because I just take the piss on it, but yeah, we're not going to do the C thing. So, constructor, I'm assuming goes on top. I would put the constructor on top. We do not need this, right? Gone are the days where we need to call an explicit delete function, because we're just only going to use shared pointers, right? I think. I don't know. Usually I'm used to having this here as like whatever we're going to use it. We'll define it later, but like going for the delete. But I guess if everything's a shared pointer, it doesn't matter, right? Oh, I guess, you know what? Actually, we don't need it, because we're going to create every instance of entity as standard, unique, pointer, entity. I can do that, right? Oops. Entity, yeah! We'll do that later. Or a shared pointer. Actually, this might end up being a shared pointer too. Whenever I think of like an entity or something, I do like the idea of using shared pointers, but when it comes to like renderers, I like unique pointers, you know? You catch my drift? Transform might be a transformation matrix. You think they would teach students that? I guess so. If you're in college, you're there for that shit, right? Prefix the type in a variable name. All right, so let's do this. Let's do shared pointer. This shared pointer will be... What do I want? Actually, what does he do for the type? Oh, these are components. Okay, based. So now this is where my components come in, right? So struct, like the 40 transformations we talked about yesterday. Oh, so if you have an entity for light, which I'm assuming light would be an entity, right? Audio would be an entity, I think, question mark? I'm pretty sure light would be an entity, and if light's an entity, you do need that transform information, right? Okay, okay. So let's do struct, and we're gonna call this location. And this location will be an X value. Man, I wish we could do here like auto X equals int. Whatever. But we can't do that, and a struct auto is not allowed, so cry, cry, cry. All right, int X, int Y. So now that that exists, we can now come, whoops, I built it, my bad. So now that we can come down here, and we're gonna go shared pointer, location, and we'll call this, I don't wanna call this M location, right? That's not right. M implies it's like a private variable that you shouldn't have access to. Whenever I see M underscore, I think I should not see this right now. So I think we can just call this, we'll call it, I don't want to call it entity location. What's a better naming convention? Because the way he did it was he said C location. I guess I could just do capital location. Oh no, you know what? Capital L, lowercase l. Oh! Did it. All right, so what other structs do we want things to have? Donna. Transform probably just means position plus rotation. Hold on, that's not right. Whoops. Hey. That's not, ooh, flashbang, sorry. Whenever I think of transform, if you have a box in math, if you have a rectangle, right? For any given rectangle, if you want to just move it over here, that's called a, oh God, what's that called? It's not a slide. It's not transform. Translation, thank you. So that's a translation. If you keep it in place, but you resize it, that's called a transform. Whenever I think rotation, am I missing one? There's reflect, translation, rotate, transform. Oh, it's rotate and transform. So transform is like literally anything. Okay, my bad. Yeah, you're right, it is a translation, or transform. Okay, so we have a location value, we have a speed value, because things will have speed. What would, hold on. Yeah, things are gonna have a speed value. I guess that would be a float, right? You know what? Let's call these floats. We'll just make everything a float. Fuck it. We'll make things really fat objects. Float, and we'll call it speed. I don't want to call that lowercase speed. We'll say float speed. Man, naming, it's so weird because we need to be careful, because down here we're gonna have a standard, shared, pointer, speed, speed. That's gonna exist, but I don't want to have, when we address this later, I don't want a situation where we have like speed dot speed. That's weird. I don't like that. So it'll be like entity, I don't know, fuck, truck. And then this truck is gonna have a truck dot speed dot speed. No, I don't like that. Speed dot value? That's fine, right? We'll have a lot of values, but the only way we're ever getting this is through speed. So I think that's fine. What other structs are we gonna need immediately? We have a SDL. Oh, that's important. Standard, shared, pointer, and we'll call this SDL texture. Texture. Now this is already a struct. My immediate worry is that this is a C-based struct, and we may need to do some defining later, the same way we defined these unique pointers for the renderer and the window. We had to like explicitly call the destroy function. We might have to come back to that later. Velocity? Oh shit, chat, that's why you're here. Fuck me, I'm sorry, I'm terrible at naming. Oh, that's such a better name. Thank you. Wouldn't it be better to have velocities vector instead of speed scalar? You think we need a separate X value and a Y value for speed? Well, remember, this is explicitly for like newer video game programmers. Is there ever a time you're gonna want a different X and Y speed in something like Frogger? In fact, is anything gonna have a Y speed? Velocities are vectors, speed are scalars. Oh, and vectors have an XY value. Oh shit. X, float, Y, velocity. 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 That's better, thank you. Okay, so we have our location, our velocity. What other structs are we gonna have right now? Struct, location, velocity. We already have textures. I'm not gonna have any sort of HP in any of these games, right? Frogger, Pac-Man, Vampire Survivors. We'll just have a simple one hit you die. We will have input. Or I guess, input playable, maybe? Which is just a boolean is playable. Standard shared pointer. Do we really need a shared pointer or a boolean value? Fuck yeah, we're doing it. This is taking the piss a little, but whatever, it's fine. Playable. Damageable? This may seem pedantic, but I think this is important that we do it this way. So damageable, boolean is damageable. Damageable. All right, is there any other structs we're gonna need for any object in the entire game? Oh, we're gonna need a render box. Oh shit. Struct render box, which is an SDL rect. Render box. I guess I can just call it box. Box size. Size. Standard shared pointer, which is a render box. This is render box, and then when we need to do it, it's render box.size. Damageable.is damageable. Playable.is playable. Texture.xy width height. Velocity xy. Location xy. Is this fine enough? We have a render. Oh, we need a damage box. That's true. Render box, and then a collision box. God, I'm so happy every rect is just an SDL rect, and we don't have to do this stupid like F rect shit. Yeah, translation plus rotation. Ah, thank you. So this is a size as well. And we can do this because of reasons. We can have the same name because we're never addressing the same variable unless we don't know what we're doing. Okay. Is there anything else this guy does that I don't? Shape, render box, name? Wait, am I stupid? When I create an entity, it's gonna have a name by default, right? Like, later on, we're gonna have like an entity truck. Well, we're gonna have a create entity like function, but like later on when we call this, we're gonna have entity, you know, frog, entity, you guys know what I mean, right? Like, I'm trying to think of like other things. Truck. And these guys are gonna be named as the object type. And we have access to that too, right? Oh, I guess I don't. Because if I wanted to do something like we're in the credit screen, like in Donkey Kong Country, and it's like print the name of the entity, I don't actually have that anywhere, do I? Except for, that's not even here. This tag name is just like, you know, enemy, player, goal, terrain. It's probably going to be our 4 things, right? Okay. Guess we do need a name. Struct has, well, not has name. I guess I could just call it name. Standard string name. Standard shared pointer name name. Name of entity? No, I'll just call it name. Okay, cool. Name.name. Super lame, but all right. I like it. Nah, fuck it. We're not doing that. That looks so weird. All right, I think that's all we need to like make a super basic version of our game, right? Everything in the game is going to have either an XY value, a render box, which will use that XY value, but the XY value is what we changed. The render box just already accounts for that. The collision box will always account for the same XY value. Is damageable. Is damageable, is playable. So I could play as a truck if I wanted to. With just simply adding is playable, it'll take input. Struct velocity. Okay, I dig it. Sweet. And this is all done. All right. So we have our own little entity here. Now for the entity manager, we're gonna give me a bit of a break here. What does he do for his entity manager? So he type defs a bunch of things. We're not gonna do that yet. So he's gonna have a class entity manager. This entity manager is gonna be a vector, a shared, wait, what? A vector of shared pointer entities. Okay. And then he has an entity map of strings and entity vector. Okay. So before we even continue, what he does is he makes a 3D vector or a 3D container. He has a map that contains a string as the type, as one of the types, and then a standard vector shared pointer entity as the other, and then that's his map. Did you know covectors exist? For our purposes, do we need to know it right now? I think we're fine. I think having a map here is already going to become... maybe we listen to him a little. I don't know why he's like putting a vector inside of a map. Well, we'll find out, I guess. So he has this called M entities. This is called M entity map. Size T, which is just int. the total entities is equal to 0. So that's probably just counting all entities. Interesting, it's not static. Although I guess you only have one entity manager, so I guess it doesn't have to be static, right? It's unrelated, but I think it's cool. We can learn it later. I'm enrolled in computer science now. Oh, by the way, my classes officially start May 30th, but it's like an introductory course. I don't start for sure until June 20th. Public entity manager, so this is the constructor, right? So you don't need anything else. It's just entity manager, whatever you want to call it. What would you call like an entity manager? Like console? I don't really want to call it a console, but like, you know, engine? Covectors are a math thing, not a computer science thing. Well, there you go. Okay, so a shared pointer entity, add entity. Okay, so this is a function, add entity, that returns a shared pointer. God, I hate that syntax. Please, lead with auto. So auto add entity, const string tag, return shared entity. Oh, so I can tell you right now, before we even look at this function that he made for adding an entity, the ID number is automatically given to the entity. Interesting. They are defined as linear functions from vectors to scalars. Oh, well, there you go. I didn't know that. Entity vector get entities, and an entity vector get entities const string tag. Get entities. Okay. And then you add entities from there. Okay, well, fuck it, let's do it. I trust this guy. He's Canadian. I feel really weird about not just putting everything on a vector. I don't know why we're accessing a map. My guess is, just based on watching other lectures this guy has done, I think the thing he does is that when you create an entity, you're gonna add it to the vector, but it doesn't get added to like the game screen or have any logic until you update the entity manager. And then by updating the entity manager at the very beginning of your frame, you add it to the map, which is then, you know, displaying everything you need. I think that's what he's doing there. Let me just take a drink here. All right. So we have our entity manager. So we're not going to do this type def thing. Why type def? It's 2024, dude. Use using. So entity vect is a vector shared pointer entity. Okay. Is that const? No, it's not. Absolutely not. All right. So we're going to have under our private variables, I'm assuming it's private. It is. I like explicitly saying private. Matrices are defined as linear functions from vectors to vectors. Oh. Standard vector, which then contains a standard shared pointer, which contains an entity. And that is it, right? Yeah. And then we're going to call it entity vector. I really want to call this entity list, and I know I shouldn't. Entity vector. Then we're going to have a standard. Wait, why would you use map over unordered map here? Wouldn't it be more reasonable to use an unordered map than a map? Because we're using this as like a hash, right? I mean, I'll follow his advice, but I feel like I'd rather use an unordered map here, right? You should name your type consistently. First letter capitalized. All right, kind of based. Map is ordered. Well, do I care if it's ordered? I mean, isn't the whole thing about it's fine? It can be an unordered map. Oh, you know what? No, you don't. That's not true. You do want it to be ordered because you're going to be iterating it through it. And when you iterate through like any container, you want it to be ordered. So you're not like jumping around memory, right? Okay, based. And this is going to contain a standard vector, standard shared pointer, entity. And then this is going to be a standard string M tag. That's not what we're doing, is it? Oh, it's just a standard string. Okay, based. And then this is our entity map. That is hideous. I guess that's why you use type defs, but that is indeed. Wow. All right. No, that what it means, not what it means. Oh, maybe I don't know then. Hey, I'm getting a degree in this shit, okay? You can't make fun of me for not knowing something. Also, hi, what's up? Resources, especially textures, are heavyweight, and keeping them in a vector can lead to performance issues. No? I feel like when you have a vector of textures, you're only using the pointers to the textures, right? You're not actually like, or at the very least, you have a vector of textures and you keep passing around the referenced value, which is just the pointer to the beginning of the memory of that vector, right? I don't see, all a vector is just a container, right? It containing all of the textures of everything else is just pointers to those textures, right? Unless I'm a moron. I might be a moron. And then public, right? He doesn't do anything else here, right? Oh, right. He has an int total entities. And then int total total entities. Oh, no, this is his fucking... Oh, God, the type def confused me. He just calls these entities. Okay, that's based. Okay, that's better. And this is just entity map, right? Yeah, okay. And this is total entities equals 0. So, int total entities is equal to 0. And this doesn't have to be static, right? Because, yeah, this doesn't have to be static because you're only going to have one entity manager. You're not keeping count of every entity across like multiple managers, which is what static would be used for. But vector itself can change the memory location. The ordering iteration elements in a container. Also, Zadriga, hello. The ordering iteration elements in a container does not say anything about how the positions of the elements in memory. There might be an accidental correlation, but there is no guarantee. Hi, BTW. Well, hi, BTW. Hello. By the way, I am kind of copying this professor, but it's because I'm kind of really vague on like entity managers. Once we get over this little hump here, I mean, I know how to use SDL. We're just using the new functions for it. Entity manager, so this is just a constructor. Easy. And then we have a shared pointer entity add entity function, so auto. Wait, what's wrong here? Function definition entity manager not found. I spell this wrong? Whoa, wait, do I need to be like this? There we go. And then, what was I doing? Oh, Auto create entity. The parameter is just needing a string M tag, right? Oh, yeah. Add entity. Oh, not create entity, add entity. That is a very big difference. He's probably adding an entity like to the map, so that way or to the vector to be updated onto the map. So you're just adding adding an entity to the vector. Fuck. And this is const string tag. All right. Const standard string tag, which is up here, right? There we go. And then we're going to be returning a standard shared pointer entity. And then we have a get entity. Oh, what's wrong with this? Function definition for add entity not found? What? Maybe it's not found. It's right there. Okay, so this. And what are we doing with it? The address of it. Get entities. Okay. Okay, so what is up with these function definitions? Am I missing something? Did I not? Are we supposed to be prototyping these? I shouldn't be. Then we have the same thing here. This is going to take a standard string tag. Const, right? Yeah. So what am I missing? Why are these saying function definitions not found? You need a body for them? Oh, I haven't actually made the fucking function yet. Okay, based. All right, cool. Gary Code Doyle. Okay, chat, you don't need to keep spam. All right. Try to use string view instead of const string in these cases. You want the latest and greatest, right? You're fucking right. Oh, baby, you're so fucking right. Thank you. Oh, hell yeah. This needs to be a standard string, though, right? That can't change. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you. See, chat, we call that great feedback. Yeah, standard string view, baby. All right. All right, let's give some definitions to these functions. What does he do here? Adding entities. So what is the function? Maybe we can just make it ourselves. Standard function or shared pointer entity manager add entity. So that is this line here. Create a new entity object, store it in the vector of all entities, store it in the map of tag entity vector, return the shared pointer pointing to that entity. Oh, that's not the direction I thought it was gonna go in. Does the tag data member need to be const? This? Yeah. Wait, doesn't it being string view imply it's const? I thought string view was literally just like const string. I thought that meant the same thing. Do I have to explicitly spell out const? I mean, if I do, it's fine. I just didn't think I would have to. I thought this would be like monotonous, but I guess by saying it's const, it's more clear. I don't know. I just didn't think I would, need to say that. I guess it's good to say const, right? If nothing else, it's good practice. No, you don't need to do const string view. You can do that, but not really much of a point in it. Does the tag data member need to be const? I mean, it doesn't need to be, but might as well, right? Listen, I'm a big believer in everything is const reference until you have a good reason for it not to be. So we might as well follow through on that syntax, you know? Okay, so auto E, oh, he's an auto guy, thank you. Auto E is equal to make shared entity tag total entities. So make shared is you're gonna make a new pointer and you make it a shared pointer, right? I think that's what it's implying. I mean, we'll try it the other way too. So let's try it. Okay, this will take auto E, which is an entity, right? Is equal to standard make shared. We'll come back to that. Entity, right? And this is going to be the tag, right? Okay, so that's tag, which is the string that we give it, which is the same as this tag. And then the ID we're going to be giving it is the total entities. So that's kind of cool. So what it's going to do is it is going to take total entities and return. Ooh, hold on. Let's be super clear about what's happening here. Let's be super clear about what's happening here, just so I am aware. This entity class in the constructor explicitly calls for an ID. This ID is going to be the M total entities, and then there's a plus plus. So I think what this is implying is because it starts at 0, when I first call this function, it's going to give 0 as the parameter to the function as its ID number. The plus plus then applies, turning M total entities into 1 after it's used as a parameter. And if it was this, then it would return 1 as the first M total entities. Is that how that works? Because I know there's a difference. You can imagine string view parameter as 2 parameters, const character string pointer and size t size. While const string view parameter as 2 parameters, const character pointers, const string pointer, and const size t size. Yeah, it's extra, but we might as well, like, think about it. If we are building a library and we use string view, like, you might as well just use const, right? So it's made clear to the programmer that your string isn't going to change, because you don't know if you're messing with somebody new who thinks, oh, this isn't being passed through as const in this library. That must mean that something could change. Although if you're not dumb, you pass a const anyway. Although I guess if you pass a const and it's not as a parameter const, I guess you could do something like make it not const, but whatever. All right, so we're gonna trust him. Then this is make shared, not shared pointer, which doesn't work. No instance of constructor shared pointer. Okay. Make shared entity. Cute. M entities push back E. Okay, that makes sense. So all that's doing is taking this vector here for all the shared pointers to be added to the map at the when you call the update function for entity manager we're going to make later, and it just pushes back on that vector, just whatever that entity is. Then we have entity map. Entity map bracket tag. And then we're going to be is dot pushback E. Something's wrong here. What's wrong? Wait, what? Oh, I have a string view. Haha. Ha! That's cute. So this, our map is no longer a string, it's a string view, which works as long as we don't ever need to change these, which we shouldn't, because these are all const. Cute. All right, so we push back a string view on the map. And then we return E. Okay, so which returns a shared pointer because we made it shared. Okay, cute. Do you write a function with the parameter like this, foo const int a? Yes. It it communicates with the function user that the function won't modify a in its body, but that information is kind of useless, and I doubt that helps with optimization, but some people do that. It doesn't matter to me. I do it because I just make everything const reference unless I need not to. It just helps me with my own programs, like, oh, this isn't const, I must be doing something to modify it or fuck with it or something, right? Oh, it's not by reference, I must need an explicit copy of it, you know? No, not const reference, const value parameter. What? So up here, this is const int ID. That's what I used there. Are you saying this shouldn't even be const? Constant, const float, that kind of stuff? I mean, I don't know. Like, why not? To me, it's like, I'm gonna make everything const unless there's a good reason not to. That's just the way I like to program. It just feels more consistent. That being said, you're a significantly better programmer than me, so maybe you don't need that consistency. But as a guy who feels like he's always learning, I feel like I value the consistency, you know? Oh, okay. No, it doesn't matter. I just want to explain the reasoning behind it. Oh, usually it can be explained with me being a moron. Okay, the above code does not handle some map-related edge cases. Like what? However... setup. Who subscribed? Seismic! Oh, 9 months subscription. Thank you. Seismic, thank you for the subscription. Ah, long time no see. How you been? I hope you're doing well. Oh, I see that you Kenna subscription. The Goldie subscription. Man, I haven't talked to Goldie in a long time. Hope she's doing well. I wonder what the map related edge case is here. Maybe if it's maybe if the tag number is too high? Although that shouldn't matter.
It's really not.
Okay, iterator invalidation. Chat, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I have ever in my life had problems with iterator invalidation. In my bullet hell shooter, in anything, right? I don't think I've ever had an iterator invalidation error. Or logic, whatever, right? You did? Okay, hold on. We're not talking about like as we build the program. Like when I think of iterator invalidation, obviously when we're making the program, it's different. But like we have like what we thought was a finished function, and then it's like, oh no, there's an invalidation error. We gotta go back and fix it. It's a hidden bug. Did we, chat? Listen, I'm gonna sit on my throne of truth telling, okay? What's a good example he has here? Collision, bullets, tiles. Iterate through all bullets, and then iterate through all tiles with the bullets. If there's a collision between B and T, then erase B.
If I'm iterating this code...
Oh, yeah, that doesn't work. Now, why doesn't it work? It's because you're erasing bullets? Well, assuming you don't want to erase tiles at all. The problem is you're gonna erase bullets. But you're not checking the rest of the tiles? Oh, wait, is this an issue where B is just the iterator, not the actual bullet? Oh no, B would be a reference to whatever that is in that vector. So I guess erase would work.
My code could either work perfectly, it could crash. We should never add or remove things from the array as we are iterating. So,
Oh, really? You shouldn't add or remove things as you're iterating. Oh, so he's saying like set some Boolean value to false instead and then just erase it via later, right? Or remove if or something. Okay, that makes sense.
up here, when I say these arrays until we know.
Okay, what's going on here? Let's go back to the entity manager. Get entities. We still need to define get entities, but we'll come back to that, I guess. What am I even doing with this? Hey, could you turn the volume up a little for the vids? Oh, sorry, we're not listening to the videos. I'm sorry. That was just me accidentally letting it play because I'm listening to music at like a greater volume than like the Hatsune Miku music. Hold on, listen. I'm just listening to that in the background. I'm not even listening to the video. I'm just reading what he's doing. I just want to see what a professor in college like does for entity management, you know? So he's going to have an entity vector to add. Interesting. He's going to have an entity manager to add using the same vector and then a void update function. Okay, I can do that. So he's going to recreate, not that, this. So that goes on a new line, and then this is M to add. And then he's going to call an auto update void function. Yeah, he's calling an update function. Okay. Also, Pixel Piggy. Maybe give Pixel Piggy the link. Oh, yeah, that's a good content. Thank you. This is a this is one of many lectures done by this guy. He's done multiple different series. He's done AMAs on Reddit and stuff. And he just goes over entity management, and that's really all we're gonna use him for right now. The rest of the logic, like iteration, all ranged for loops, I can do all that shit on my own. I've done it before. We're gonna do an SDL3 tutorial to replace the Lazyfoo tutorial, but if we're doing ECS, I want to make sure I get the entity management right. Thank you, What's Up, for making me a better content creator. Okay, so we call an update. What do we got here? Okay, so this is the add entity tag. Give each entity an increasing integer ID. Add entity. Didn't we do this already? Yeah, add entity. We did that already, right? That's what that's what this was. Yeah, add entity tag. And then now, adding entities. Add entity tag. So what's different here? To add. Oh, he's adding entity to like to add. Okay. Oh geez. Oh man. Wait.
Oh, we still have access to this entity if I want to like add components.
Was he giving an example of what not to do? Hold on. I have to hold on. Now I do want to listen to this. Now I do want to listen to this. Is he giving an example here of what not to do?
Shall we? I will do this for you, but So some of the functionality of assignment 2 is going to be done in these slides, and you'll just have to copy and paste it over. Some of it won't.
Okay.
So here's our function. Again, this is the same entity. We're going to use auto because
I know what auto does.
And the total number of entities created so far. Okay. So that means that the first entity you create will be given the ID for 2, 0. The second one will be given the ID of 1.
Yeah. Okay, that works how I expected. So it's 0, 1, and then you add it to itself, or add 1 to it.
The next one, the ID. So in order to add that to the vector of all entities, well, all we have to do is add it to the entity vector. So m entity map. Well, that's really easy as well.
Okay.
And the cool thing about C++ maps is that if that tag doesn't exist yet, it will create it for us. Okay, so m entity map tag dot push.
I'm gonna be totally honest, chat. I didn't actually know that. I didn't know that if you make a tag here on a map, it actually creates that for you. I didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
Pushback E, and then return E. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, so just note that this doesn't handle some map. All that's going to be needed. It's really not all that's going to be needed to be done. Why? Well, if you've ever done game programming before, or any large scale or even medium scale project, we're going to have to talk about iterator invalidation.
Okay, so that was a bad example of a function. So what he's doing now is he's going to make a new vector, calling it to add, and then he's going to change, whoops, that's my background, sorry. Then he's going to change that function. So that was an example of what not to do. Okay, I can fix that. So now we have a to add, and the only difference now is instead of adding map and entities, all we do is m to add, then that's going to push back on E, right? Now, everything's the same, except now when we add an entity, it goes on the to add vector, which I'm assuming the update function is going to take that to add vector and add it to entities or the map. I think that's what we're going to do, because the E is now an entity that has the tag, so the tag is still there. I would rather operator bracket and not create a new entry. That could lead to some bug if you forget, and not create a new entry. It's basic shit, right?
Immediately going into the entity manager. Okay, it's going to a waiting room like at the doctor's office.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, okay.
The start of the next frame.
Okay, we get it.
So integer ID. So we say auto E equals standard make sure created this entity. Instead of immediately adding it to the vector of entities, we're going to add it to that waiting room vector.
Okay, we did that.
Right on the next frame, we return E. Okay. So we still have.
So all that changed was that example earlier. He was just using it as like a don't do this because iterator invalidation, and this just helps with the iterator invalidation problem.
We still have access to this entity if I want to like add components to it or something like that, but it is not yet available in the vector of all the entities.
Okay.
Now, how do I actually add it? Well, I'm going to have an update function on
called at the beginning of each frame. Yeah, so that's the entity manager dot update that we made.
Entity manager, and this update engine. So the addition of entities to the actual entity manager is going to.
So I think the reason he does this is because I could see there being a world where in a very fast-paced game, or I guess any game, you don't want a situation where you are making entities mid-frame, because I could see that being problematic in that you have some interaction issues, right? Because what happens if you've already rendered everything on screen, but the collision comes last? Or that's not true. I'm sorry. What happens if you test for collision first, and then you create the entity for whatever reason, and then you render what's on screen, for example, right? Not saying you would do that, but you know what I mean. Basically, you're showing it on screen, but you're not testing for collision. By just adding it at the beginning of the frame, you just kind of make sure it gets the same logic as everything else.
Same frame that you created it.
Okay.
Oops, I got a typo.
Hold on, he has a typo. We'll figure it out. He has a typo somewhere. Let's figure it out. So, update for auto E, M to add, pushback E, M tag. Okay, let's try it. So we have our update function. So auto update void. Okay, what's going on here? We're gonna be auto. Oh, for auto E. So for loop auto E. Boom. Really, not by reference, just a straight up E. Is there any reason that isn't a thing? Okay, well, we'll trust him. Auto E M to add, which is our vector for all the vectors we want to add onto the, screen. So we push back. Interesting, he must still be finishing the function. We're going to find the typo, but we must still be finishing the function because we need to actually remove it from M to add. M entities pushback E. Dot pushback E. So now at the beginning of the frame, we're going to push back E and then M entity map bracket tag. No. E dot tag? E pointer tag? E dot M? Wait a second. Okay, that must be the typo. Dot pushback E. So what's going on here? M tag parentheses. M tag parentheses. So that's wrong. E has a tag, but it's a string view. And I think it's currently private. So we don't have access to this yet, right? Oh. Interesting. Let's see what he does here.
And then add it. Oops, I got a typo here. Let me fix that typo. The vector of all the entities.
Okay, we did that.
Entity, like we did before. So we're just delaying that effect. The last.
Okay, so we need to make something. This doesn't exist yet. So we need a getter for this. I don't know, well, I guess it's fine if it's private, but I feel like if you have a getter and a setter, E is a shared pointer, M to add would need to outlive the loop, so it is safe to use shared pointer address for E. So it is safe. Oh no, it should be referenced. Okay, I wasn't crazy. I just feel, I don't know, man, he's a professor. I feel weird like questioning him, I feel like he's really smart and I'm dumb. Listen, wait until I get my bachelor's degree and then I can do it with confidence, all right? So we need to define what tag is, which I'm guessing is just a getter for this value. I think that's fine. If a private value has a getter and a setter, is there any reason you wouldn't just make it public? I don't know. Auto tag that return standard string view. Oh my god, syntax. Function definition not found. All right, and then we're gonna be return M tag. Now this is defined. All right, beautiful. Beautiful.
Thing we have to do.
Oh, and then we clear it. M to add dot clear the whole vector. And we're clearing it because by iterating through the whole thing, no matter how many entities we add, it could be 1,000, it would still push back all the entities on the entities and entity map vectors and maps, and then it would just clear the to add vector. You need some reading probably when to use auto. Buddy, I am an always auto fucking king, all right? Motherfucker, look at this. Hold on, where's my initial values? Look at this. Auto DM equals SDL display mode, empty brackets. Oh, I am about that auto life, baby. Also, every ranged for loop benefits from autos, right?
Is clear.
Okay, we
Then
got
we
it.
have two copies of take them out. That's we can bullets. We are not
Yeah, okay,
death
we got it.
and entity
Calling.
removal. With this system, we can actually do this as well. So the removal of entities
we should listen
becomes
to this.
easy too. And whenever we want an entity to die, all we have to do is set that entity's alive variable.
Wait, did I duplicate that? Size is damageable. Oh, no, I didn't. This is just is alive. So now we're going to go auto set is alive, or set alive bool is, or boolean is, what value did I give it? We'll assume M is alive. Boolean is alive. Return nothing. M dot is alive equals to is alive. There we go. Now we can set alive. Sweet. Going to ECS, just vibing with you. Hell yeah. Auto is kind of to reduce the code, not to increase it. Whoa, absolutely not. I hardcore disagree. Auto is not there to make typing easier. Auto is there to make reading easier. You know, I've heard it from, listen, I have not had a single programmer disagree with me on this. Reading code is harder than writing code. So auto everything is making writing harder, but reading easier. It's an exchange. It's not an overall everything is better situation. It's just, I would rather code be more readable than writing code be easier, personally. That's the argument behind it. Auto does not make code reduction. If anything, auto makes it more verbose, but it's more verbose in a more readable kind of way, you know? Like this is auto, but that's because this literally stands for, hold on, let me show you what this should mean. This auto here could be saying this. Standard vector, standard shared pointer entity. I think. That's what that says, I believe. In fact, iterator. Oh, sorry, iterator vector shared pointer entity. Fuck. Whatever. You know what I mean. Auto everything, scandalous goo boy. Nah, truth telling goo boy. Also, I need water. Oh my god, hold on.
To false. We don't actually, like, whenever I want an entity to die, I'm not removing it on that exact frame.
So same logic as we doing to add. We don't want to add to the vectors on screen for all the logic to apply to until the beginning of the next frame when we call the update function or the entity manager dot update function, right? That's when we update everything. So we're gonna do the same thing in reverse, where now when we want to remove something from the screen, we don't do it as we're iterating through, else we cause a potential iterator invalidation issue. So instead, what we're gonna do is just set the Boolean value on the entity to false, because it's defaulted to true. We're gonna set this to false, and then at the end of the frame, probably, or at the beginning of the frame when we call update, either way, we're gonna cull everything that has false via probably, my guess is, standard remove underscore if, and then do what? If, and then we just do it. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's gonna be m to add dot remove if. I don't know. We're gonna do something there. Boolean. Hell yeah. What else do you call it? Boolean, 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 Boolean. Somebody's must have made that meme before, right? Right? Use ghost. Oh, hell yeah, we're gonna cause a ghost. Oh, hold on. Woo! Oh, shit, wrong button. Sorry, hold on. Woo! Wait, what? Woo! Spooky goo boy.
Okay, I'm just saying, hey entity, mark yourself for deletion. So set that variable to false.
Okay, we know this.
Update function will read that variable and remove all the entities If they're a live variable.
Okay, hold on. We're doing the same update function. Let me try to do this myself. Let's do this ourselves. Let's actually remove functions. I'm guessing that we add first and then we remove, I think. So for auto bracket E bracket M to delete. Ooh, no. M entities. Are we iterating through the original entities? I don't know. I feel like whatever. Standard remove underscore if. That's not how we use that. It's going to be M entities dot remove. Oh, it's been so long. What am I calling? There we go. Remove if. That's what I wanted. Ah, okay. So we're going to remove first, last. Fuck. I don't use this in a ranged for loop. Well, if we're going to do a ranged for loop, why do we even need remove if? Couldn't we just be like if E dot is, oh my God, E dot M underscore, E, oh, I don't have access to the variable. Shit. So at this point, we should make it public. This is one of those times where this is okay to set public because we need to set it and we need to get it. So at this point, it's public. I don't need separate functions for that. Thank you. Is alive. Oh, which means I shouldn't call it M anymore. Oh, come on, really? Is has no member is alive. Standard shared pointer entity has no member called is alive. What? Use erase if? Oh shit. Although I guess if we didn't have a oh, I never used erase if. Man, so many new things to learn. Also, let's turn on music again. Ah, that was so loud. Ow. That hurt me more than it hurt you, chat. Don't worry. Remove if, only move the elements to be moved to the end, and you need to call erase after remove if to actually remove those elements. That remove erase idiom, erase if does that all for you. Oh, I thought remove if actually erased the element. Okay, based. So remove if, I don't even know if we need to call a for loop or not, but what do we need here? Oh my God, there's so many things to call here. Jesus. Deck, list, unordered map, standard, set, multi-set, unordered set, unordered multi-set, basic string. Okay, elements, traits, allocation. Okay, so the element is E dot is alive. Is there a reason I can't grab this Boolean value? Shared pointer, get. There we go. Okay, that's what it is. Oh my God, that was so complicated. Can I not just do E is alive? Oh, there we go. Okay, that's based. Random question, is it a field or an accessor? What languages did you learn to write before you got into C++? None. C++ was my first and only language. This is, oh, I know this song. This is, this is called a spinal fluid explosion girl. I just know that. Oh, Jesus Christ, no, why? I don't know. I like the nitty gritty. I'm also going for a degree in computer science, so hey, why not? Riven, hello, Riven. How's it going? How's it going? Plus, chat, think about this, all right? Nowhere to go but up, baby. You throw me in Python, holy shit, I will crush that. Okay, so we're gonna call for Boolean is alive equals false. Is that the syntax for it? No, that's not gonna work. Hold on, I need to call erasif. Hold on, 1 second. All right, erasif, where are you? CPP reference. Erases all elements that capture equal to value from the container equivalent to auto it remove begin end value r end minus it. Okay. Erases all elements that predicate pred from the container equivalent to. Can you just show me an example, please? There we go. Erase if container, which is this vector, empty bracket. Oh my god, you did me an anonymous function? Oh my god. Please don't be doing fucking lambdas in the middle of my learning about this. Holy shit, C++ reference. Fucking no chill. He's like, oh, you want to learn how to do an erase if? Get ready for a lambda, you dumb motherfucker. It's like, oh my god, I'm sorry. You thought maybe you had to do dot is alive? No, that's a function if it has parentheses. Moving to Python, I found that having a C background useful. Well, yeah, thank you. Well, I mean, I didn't mean like that sarcastically. I mean it like, yeah, if you learn programming via C++, C is not as useful. I am kind of a C hater. I feel like everything bad about C++ is like us taking care of our like dumbass older brother who's like a drinker and he just can't really do anything with his life, and we're like the golden child who like got valedictorian and everything, and we're cum laude in college, and we're like constantly having to like take care of our older brother, and it's just like we could be so much more, chat, if we just let go of our older brother roots. Okay, I feel like C holds C++ back. Like, look at this dumbass, like, look at this. Look how ugly this is. L data window equals to unique pointer, SDL window, standard function, void SDL window, bracket, SDL create window, data resolution, HW0, destroy window, end bracket. All of that because we're dealing with a C-based library, okay? Normally it would just be unique pointer, SDL window, done. But no, we have to define the destroy value. Abandon C, go carbon. Don't be hating, we have enough of that already. Hey, we're C++ programmers, okay? We're masochists, we love getting hated on. Okay, erase if, the container name, the fucking function. Okay, that's a terrible example. All right, Stack Overflow. Okay, erase, remove if, end. Oh, begin, end, predicate. Oh my god, that is so much better. Okay, M entities dot begin M entities. Why didn't C++ reference just have this? End. And then the value, which is E dot is alive. Oh no, we shouldn't do a ranged for loop then, huh? This is not good, because now we need to define what E is. Give it a lambda? Oh my god, I was a lambda in the end? Okay, fine. All right. So empty bracket, the parentheses is alive, right? That's just what's in the parentheses. Dude, I fucking hate lambdas. And then the this is fuck. Oh my god, why do we have to give it an anonymous function? I fucking hate lambdas, dude. Lambdas are so confusing. And it's like, I get it. If you're like an ultra weeb, you think it like makes things simpler. It doesn't. Fucking readability is trash. Oh my God. I'm gonna be honest with you. I still don't entirely understand functions. Or, functions. Lambdas. Like, what the shit? Okay. Empty bracket. Character X. Return X minus 0 modular 2 is equal to 0. Erase after all even numbers. Oh my God. What? Do what WhatsApp wrote? Auto element is alive something. Oh, you're saying that instead of E as the iterator value for E is alive, you're saying we're gonna have auto E, and then the parentheses is return. Actually, it's not gonna be return. It's gonna be E is alive, and then we do something with it, right? Oh yeah, auto reference value. God, okay. Bear with me. Is alive. This is not, the problem is I don't know how lambdas interact with the qualifier for erase if. So like return. Like that wouldn't work. That's just a Boolean value. A predicate is a function or lambda that returns booleans. Well, that's fine. Constant ref are optional, but typically in most cases it's a good idea to have constant ref. Return is a bool. The predicate for that thing is capture if you want, const auto the element. And then, well, no, we're not gonna make it. Well, no, it is const. We're just reading it. Return a bool. Return E is alive. This doesn't work though. No instance of overloaded function erase if matches the argument list. You know what? Let's make this easy. Ranged for loop. Fuck erase if. We'll do this the long way. And right now we'll just do this as entities. Standard. Erase. Erase if? No, just erase. Can I just say, in IntelliSense, this is stupid. There is not a single person in the world who benefits from this. This is horrifying. It's the element first, which is E dot is alive, and then M entities. That doesn't work. Maybe we just make it even simpler. M if E is dot fuck. If E is alive equals true. False, I mean. Then M entities dot erase E. Oh, that doesn't work. Because that implies we need to erase it from the loop. Try erase if M entities auto at E is alive. I already tried that though. It didn't work. Yeah, this doesn't work. Oops. Expecting it to end parentheses. What? Okay, there's one parentheses. There's two. There's one. This needs erased. Expecting a semicolon right there. Oh, that worked. Wait, what the fuck? Why does yours work? Wait, what did you do differently? Oh, I did M entities begin and end, and then I did this, and it didn't work before. Oh, it's that easy. Oh, shit. Oh, missing a semicolon. That's fine. We did it. What is the M entities type? Oh, sorry. M entities is just a standard vector with a shared pointer entity as the object type. That's all that is. And we're just erasing this value from the vector, which this does. Wow. So the alternate for this... See, this is one of those situations where I want the syntax changed. Lambdas are basically just functions without names embedded within the code. Sure, but I don't like them because this is not readable. Like, I would rather it be something like lambda E curly brace return E is alive. I would rather see this. Like, I know you're giving a name for it, but like, come on. It's just anything's more readable than this. Why is there an empty bracket there? Why not even just lambda, just so we know? But like, I know what the bracket's for. Okay, capturing, but like, ugh. I don't like it. It's disgusting. It's unreadable. Let's make our initialization into a thing. All right, so learning what we just learned about lambdas, let's change this function into a lambda. So what we're gonna do is instead of, we're not gonna capture anything. The initial value is gonna be SDL window pointer, and then this is gonna go inside of the curly brace. And this doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know the syntax for that. Standard function though, man. Saved me earlier. In Java, it auto-captures every variable and uses that syntax parameter code. A simpler form of C++ lambda, not that it's different from other C languages or C# or JavaScript. Lambdas are just functions without names. Yeah, I get it. I don't like it, but I get it. Like, I almost want to return like a standard function here or something. Like, this to me is like significantly clearer. So this is just E, right? Oh no, this is gonna be... something like that. Oh no, this is gonna return a Boolean. Whatever. Sorry, I'm getting way off topic here, but you know. I don't like it, but I get it. When you need more complex binding, standard function is going to be much more verbose than lambda capture syntax. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I know when I'm wrong. All right, next. All right, what does he do for his entity manager update here? What is he doing? All right. So for M entities, if E is dead, remove it. If E is dead, remove it. Okay, so now we have to do the same thing, but instead of M entities, we're removing it from M entity map. Now this is going to be extra tricky because this has the tag in it, which makes it a little bit harder. Because this is going to have E tag bracket. That's going to be harder. Now, how do we remove it from that? Where everything's the same, but this is entity map. That. This obviously doesn't work because we have the E value here, right? Now, here's my question. Is this going to be another lambda? Are we lambda-ing in a lambda? To grab that tag? So in the bracket, we're going to go bracket, auto, E, return, E, tag, semicolon. Does that work? No, it does not. It does return a string view, but not what we want. Yeah, I'm just not used to it. Or I'm just bad. I mean, you guys can just say I'm bad. It's okay. So here's my question. Maybe you guys know. How do I grab E's tag? Can I... trying to think about how to grab this same value and also erase its tag number. I mean, maybe instead of is alive, well, no, we do want is alive. This is correct. This lambda is correct. That does what I want it to. The problem is this, I need the tag number, which is just a string that's associated with entity, which is this guy. So how do I grab that entity's tag number? I'm thinking it has to be another lambda in a lambda, right? Or in a, not lambda in a lambda in a map to find the ID. So auto. Well, no, that's not gonna work because that's just gonna grab like every single, What is the entity map type? Oh, sorry. Entity map is copy, paste. That is an entity map. Let me see what I can do. Well, you guys don't have to solve it for me, but maybe just set me in the right direction. Like, what would you do? Yeah, I have a problem, right? Because all this entity map needs, just so you know what value we're looking for, all we are looking for is the shared pointer entity's string view value. That's all we need, which is this E here. So I don't know if we can use remove if. Like at this point, we should just do like for auto E. I guess what we need is another vector, or maybe not. I don't know. Let's see what this guy does here.
Entity map for everything. We also have to remove it from the map. Now, you may say,
I know you guys don't hear this.
We are iterating over a vector and removing something.
Okay, hold on. Now we gotta listen to this. Hold on.
Something from it. Right? So won't this cause iterator invalidation? Yes, it will. Yeah. However, there are ways to remove things from vectors that do not cause iterator invalidation. And we are going to deal with that logic right here, rather than worry about it whenever we want to destroy an entity. Okay?
So I think what he's going to do is he will actually use remove if with the explicit purpose of moving it to another vector to erase later. I think that's what he's going to do here. Using standard string view for a standard map key is not advisable if the underlying string is live time. The predicate is wrong now because the auto at element is going to be standard pair string view shared pointer entity. Interesting. So what would be a more advisable map key if not a string view? Are you saying just a standard string would be better?
So we only ever have to deal with iterator invalidation once.
Use standard string for key now. Okay. Yeah, I can vibe with that. Now, here's the problem, though. This. Because E... Oh, it was a string. So this is now a string. This is now a string. This is now a string. Okay, I think I updated everything correctly. Okay, well, in any case. No, keep the string view parameter. Oh, that's allowed? Okay, so this is a string. This is not a string anymore. That's the only difference, right? Okay. Based. Now we have a problem where this entity value on this guy is now a string, but we're going to return a string. And now this works. Okay, based. Thank you.
And that's it. And that's inside the entity manager's update function. Now, it turns out that C++ is really nice. Modern C++ has a function called removeIf. Okay? And you can actually do a one-line function call that says standard removeIf. So it will say remove all of the entities from the vector who have that Boolean variable set to false. There is a built-in function in C++ that can do that for us.
Okay.
I'm not going to give the code here because what I want you to do for assignment 2 is you are going to be implementing this for assignment 2. So I want you to have to deal with iterator invalidation once.
Okay.
In this case, and I want you to solve that problem. So
all right, let's solve it. All right, so we are going to be adding a new vector. This is standard vector standard shared pointer entity M2 remove. And basically this is going to be our culling vector, our graveyard, if you will. And now, instead of all this, we're going to have standard remove if, and we're going to call the first vector, which is M entities. Then the second vector, oh no, M entities dot begin. Is that really not what we, oh, entities. Then we're going to have M entities dot end. And then our predicated value is alive. Fuck, this is where always confuses me. Is this where I have the whole, like, the entire line? Shared pointer dot entity and all that shit. Dot is alive equals false. Is that what I'm doing there? Or is it just entity? No, that doesn't fly, huh? Oh my god, we're doing the other lambda. Oh my fucking god, fine. Auto reference E return E pointer is alive. Okay. Now here's the problem with this though. This is kind of my issue. My problem is this is going to return a Boolean value, but how does it know to remove if the Boolean value might be true? Does it automatically know to only remove if it's false? Predicate is a callable. Anything that has operator on it oversimplified. Also, I have another question. I thought remove if moved it to another vector. Could I not do that? Is that too much? Wait, hold on. What am I trying to do here? The whole point of this is we need to iterate through the first vector, m entities. Whatever values have is alive, then push back on to remove. That's all we're doing. Erase if was correct. Was it? No, it's not though. It's not, because we do want to remove if. That's the point. We want to remove it from the vector, but not erase it. Otherwise, we have iterator invalidation. That's what we're explicitly doing. We're moving it to a new vector, a graveyard, if you will, and then we're going to be removing that later. Does he have M to remove? No. But he says that's the homework assignment. He's not going to give it to us. So this is what we need to type up as part of our own code, which is this little guy here. If, oh, wait, no, he already does it. Fuck. Never mind. I'm overcomplicating things. For auto E M entities. If E is dead, remove it from entities. If E is dead, remove it from map tag. Okay, fine. We'll do it the easy way. Fuck. Fine. M entities. Now, what are we doing here? You say, he doesn't even say erase if though. He says explicitly remove if. Actually, he doesn't even say erase it. He does say remove it. Erase if does not cause iterator invalidation. Well, why does he say remove if? He explicitly says that, right?
In C++ that can do that for remove all of the entities from the vector who have that Boolean variable, okay? And you can actually do a one-line function call that says standard remove if. So it will say remove all of the entities from the vector who have. It's
because he uses a C++ version less than 20? Oh. So this doesn't need to exist anymore. So now we have E. We have that iterated value. So now standard erase if. Actually, we don't even need erase anymore if we already have. Let's just do the ranged for loop. I'm not gonna try to, you know, program above my pay grade here. Let's just do a for loop, and we're just gonna keep it there, and it's gonna be really nice and really easy to understand, and it's super clear. M entities dot. Oh, I guess we'll say an if statement. If E dot is alive equals true or false. Then standard erase. That doesn't work, really. I can't do that. M entities dot erase E. Ooh, that doesn't work. Oh, we need an iteratable value. Before that, you needed to do container.erase standard remove if. Ew. You can't do that because iterator invalidation. Wait, now I'm causing iterator invalidation? Oh my god. What? Hold on, but I'm following his code. He explicitly says you use the ranged for loop. Okay, so now, does this just eliminate the need for a lambda? Is that all that means? Standard erase if. No, I'm not using a regular normal ass C-based for loop, okay? We are above that. I swear to God, if I see int I equals 0 anywhere, I'm gonna fucking blow a gasket, okay? We can iterate without using a C-based loop. There's functions for that. Erase if. Let's do the exact same thing now. So M entities is the vector. Then the E is alive, and that's it. Now, is alive equals false? Can I do that? Yes. Okay, so now that it will erase it, right? M entity map. Oops, entity. I fucking hate. I'm gonna turn off IntelliSense. Entity. Fuck, I can't see what I'm typing. Entity map bracket E point 2 tag comma E is alive equals false. I guess I can put if E is equal to, if E is alive equals false, then do this. I guess I could do that more, huh? And then this would be just is alive. So would that work? Don't add the ranged for loop. I don't know why the guy included it. What? It has to be. How else are you going to get the tag for the entity map? To understand this, you need to write the lowest level of delete elements in an array, manually swap the element to the end to adjust the size. What? Am I just, is this above like anything I understand? Also, you can do exclamation point B is alive to do E is alive equals false, but better. I mean, at this point, we might as well just do the if statement, right? No, this is bad practice. That's better, isn't it? Oops, not that. That. This is best practice, right? Okay, so you're telling me this doesn't work because this is bad practice? If you're going to use the C++ standard library, try to follow me. Can you type it into Discord? What's up? I think it'd be easier for you to just type it out via like code on Discord. To understand this, you need to write the lowest level. Hold on, let me paste it on the Discord. Also, where's my music? Hello? There we go, got some Hatsune Miku. Okay, hold on. Let's just try to do this on the Discord. So, boom, boom, boom. C++. Copy. Paste. Boom, boom, boom. Enter. That looks ugly. What did I do wrong? What the fuck? Oh my god. There we go. That's better. Okay. So that's our function we're using. If anyone wants to fix that on the Discord. CPP, not C++. Oh. Didn't think you'd do that, huh? Hatsune Miku, my beloved. Man, Miku's kind of getting a comeback. Have you guys seen, like, all the new shit coming out lately? Dude, I'm not even a big Miku fan. There's like a lot of new shit coming out. Hold on, what's the name of that song? It's this song. I'm trying to, fuck. God, there's so many new, there's so many new songs. Like, Mitchie M came out with a new song, like, yesterday, right? Look at that! Mitchie M coming out with new shit! What the fuck? Yeah, Miku's having like a renaissance right now. I used to be so obsessed with Hatsune Miku and Vocaloid in general. Ah, sweet, sweet. Although it's kind of sad the best Vocaloid is not even a Vocaloid. It's like some alternate shit. You guys have all heard the song, but 6 trillion years and overnight story. This is the best Vocaloid song, and it's not even Vocaloid. It's so good. Jam chat. Woo! All right. Yeah, I love that song. It's a great song. There's no point for me to write the code that's shifting elements in an array. You should do that sometime. Understand how C people handle an array. Oh, you remember our little talk about like C++'s dumbass older brother? Do I really need to like mess around with arrays like that shit? Like raw dogging arrays? I like my thing here. I think that's fine. Do I know Wagaki Band? No, but that sounds like a delicious sushi. All right, next. Okay, we did the homework. Wonderful. Thank you guys, by the way, for helping that. To add clear. Oh, he does that afterward. I wonder why. I wonder why he calls the to add clear after doing the to add ranged for loop, but okay.
You are going to be implementing this.
Okay, yeah, next. Okay, this is spawning an enemy. Oh, this is like collisions and shit. I don't need to know this now. Because it's just something we've already done, right? So this is, yeah, so now we're actually spawning enemies, right? Whenever we call this function. So we're spawning an enemy that has that tag of enemy. We're then going to give it the components of transform and shape, giving it shared pointers of these. And then collision is just going to be iterating through bullets and enemies and all that. Okay, that's easy. And then the game loop, which is just like that. Easy. Basically, you need to understand what erase if is doing under the hood. Okay, without knowing anything else about erase if, let's try this. Flashbang. Okay, let me try to explain what erase if is doing as somebody who has no knowledge about what exactly is going on. Okay, so we have an array, right, of 2, 3, 4, 9. Okay, so that's our array. Beautiful. We then have some equation where our erase if is erasing every even number. That's what erase if is doing, okay? That's what we want it to do. So what will happen, I think this is what happens in this order, okay? What it will do is erase if will, I think... Oh, does it? I thought for a second it would then put these into this array, shuffle these elements over, like that, and then these spots, this memory gets freed, this memory gets freed, and then it erases this memory. I thought that's what erase if does. Am I wrong? I'm guessing I'm wrong because this is like creating, this is like overhead. I don't know if you're supposed to do this. It might instead move elements down and then move these elements to the end and then erase them. I don't know. It might do that, I guess. I know you just linked a video. Actually, you know what? There is a more efficient way to do this. My guess is, because I do know you have the ability to, you don't have another array there, and you can't free individual spots. Oh, well, an array, okay, let me try to answer this another way. All an array is a contiguous block of memory where element 0 is a pointer to this address, to the first thing there, right? And every element here is a pointer further along that memory line. So all a erase if does is takes this block of memory, and it takes this block of memory and swaps it here, and then this goes here. How would I do this? I would take this one, maybe compare it to this one, then you have it here and not here. Check, this is also one, and then check here. Oh, okay, this now needs to go over here. So this will go over here. This will go over here. This will end up getting moved here to here. And then erase the rest of this in one block of memory. Is that how it works? So rather than erasing individual elements, it'll just erase the end of the memory on... Oh, if you want the Discord ribbon, it's actually on the Twitch channel. It's below the stream. It is... I don't normally advertise it because I've never had to moderate it much. Right here, this little link right here below the stream, this Discord. If it doesn't work, let me know. Stop typing exclamation point Discord, please. It doesn't do anything. Kind of. They're not free. They just adjust the size variable to the remaining one. They adjust the size variable to the remaining one. Oh, interesting. Oh, Kotoil just linked it. That works too. Hopefully it's the right one and he's not just punking you. Hold on, now I gotta click it. God damn it. The goo's goo. Okay, that is the correct one. So I'm guessing that's how I would do it, where I would just line up all of the elements you need to like remove the block of memory on and just put it at the end. So what would my erase if function look like? It would be one comparison to... Oh, but then you have a comparison. At that point, you're doing like comparison algorithms and sorting algorithms and fucking merge sort and all that shit. Is that really the most efficient way to do that? Probably not. Second isn't a function, so return e.second is alive. What? Second isn't a function? You're saying this? Oh, hello. Okay, so what are you doing here? What's your plan? This is your version. So standard erase if m entities auto e is alive. Then you have entity map is alive. Oh, but that doesn't work though, right? Because how do you find the tag number? Shouldn't this be like e tag right there? Don't you have to have that in order to erase that element from the map? Otherwise, like, what's the point of a map if you don't need to specify the tag value or the whatever the qualifier is, right? Like, at that point, you might as well just use a vector, I think. The second isn't a function. In map, you can access key as first and value as second. No, you don't. You iterate over all of the elements in the map regardless of key. Oh, shit. Chat, okay, level with me. Okay, fucking level with me. I'll even give you the benefit of the doubt by making this all the same line because Jesus. Okay, which one is more readable to you? This ranged for loop or these two lambdas? Be honest, let me know. Which one is more clear? This or this, even though they do literally the exact same thing. Now, I can't speak for everyone. For me, this is clearer. This is more, I know what's going on, it's easy to fix. This looks fine, but the ranged for loop is wrong. Oh, is that what you guys are saying? The second isn't a function, so return exclamation point e dot second? What is that supposed to mean? This doesn't have to be a function though, right? Right? The entire ranged for loop is nonsense? What? It's nonsense? Wait, how does this not work? Wait, are you saying nonsense like it just functionally doesn't work and I'm just a moron? Or it like, it works, but it just looks horrible? I don't really know what direction we're going in here. Is it just inefficient, or is it just functionally doesn't make sense? It doesn't work, it won't compile? What? Okay, hold on. I know this whole program won't compile because we got a bunch of things to fix, but yeah, there's a bunch of like stuff we have to define. Can I just comment these out and it works? Fuck. Oops. Shared pointer, entity manager, add entity. Function is already defined or declared. What do you mean it's already added or declared? It's the prototype. Wait. Function is already defined or declared. Could these just not be here, I guess? Is alive is not a member of standard vector. Oh, so now we're having issues with this. All right, what's going on here? Error C2039. This value is not a member of this vector, shared pointer entity, allocator entity. Conditional expression void is not valid. Okay. So what's wrong here? Is alive person? Oh, you're right. Well, no, it's not a, yeah, no. This is a value because under our entity, it's public and it's Boolean is alive equals true. Oh, it's not a function. No, but this doesn't matter if it's a function. It says return false is alive. Is this just saying that you said it was a function? I mean, I can make it a function. It's trivial. It's just if we're setting it and we're getting it, you might as well just make it public, but that's fine. I can just make it a function real quick. Auto set alive. Boolean is alive. Oh no, sorry. Get alive. No parameter. We're gonna return a Boolean. And it's gonna return is alive. So now we come down here and all we have to do is just set this to, oh my God, IntelliSense. Get alive function. Get alive function. So that works the same as what you guys described. That's probably what you were intending. Let's try that, I guess. We get an error. Conditional void is not valid. Okay, ignore that for a second. Okay. Error 2039. Vector shared pointer entity. This value is not a member of shared pointer entity. What? Do I have to explicitly not use auto here? Would that help? It's because you didn't define what E was? Is that the problem? I assume standard map string view, not map string view vector shared pointer entity. Yeah, so CodeToil has it right on the very last one. It's string view vector shared pointer entity, but then later on we changed it to just a string. So that's something that What's Up already pointed out. We've already changed the value to a string, so that's the only difference, but that shouldn't make a difference here. That is lame. Listen, I'm just following the college professor, okay? Jeez, I'm just listening to what he says. So what is the tag? It's a standard string. That's all it is right now. It's just a standard string. So if I comment all this out, is this gonna work if I do my ranged for loop here. So Boolean is alive, so now we just check get alive. Get alive. Okay, let's see if that works. It does not, because no matching token found for this first squirrely brace. What? Oh, I'm missing a parentheses there. Term? Template instantiation error? Shared pointer, unsigned int, allocator, being compiled with bool. Oh my god. Oh my god, this error is so complicated. So it has problems with shared pointers being compiled with shared pointer entity bool? What? 83, 84 is good. Put 85, 86 in a loop? Oh. Well, fuck. Okay, if I'm not gonna do half lambda, I'm not gonna do one as a lambda and the other one not. You might as well just do this. So we need a loop for it. CodeToil probably knows how to do it. Well, at that point, we might as well just do this. Like, if we're gonna do a loop for entity map, let's just do it for entities. Like, why make it complicated, you know? So this is fine. We'll hold off on the lambdas for now. We'll come back later. But we're having an issue right now with compiling. So where's the error here? Erase, remove if, pass function, pre. Okay, so we're having issues with the remove if logic here. So something's wrong here. Erase if iterates over the array. Oh my god! I'm gonna call, I swear to god, I'm gonna call erase. M entities dot erase. But now I need an iterator, which is fine. C++ does give you iterators without using a regular for loop, but god, who would have thought the fucking calling? You can't call erase in the loop, can you? We're not supposed to. God. Ah. Riven is smart. Hello. Also, do you have a new account? Your name sounds really familiar. Concurrent modification or whatever it's called in C++. Well, that's why we use erase if. But now we're iterating, so we're back to square one. So, chat, how do you call off of a map? I'm Riven from YouTube. Oh, that's why your name sounds familiar. Because the map needs the tag, which is a string, right? So that works in this. And then we check if something's alive and we iterate through. But we're having an error now because this iterates through the entire loop. I mean, do we do a mixture? No, I can't just use a lambda here. This we can do the lambda stuff on, so the M entities itself, it's fine, but the entity map is where we're gonna have issues. You can't erase, use ranged for loop to remove elements. Maybe you can with some reverse trick, but that's not what needs to be done in this case. Well, this is what makes me think we need another vector. Where this is to remove, and then we call this later, and then now instead of erase if, to remove, m dot to remove, bracket, whatever this is, dot dot dot, is gonna be equal to, and then we erase whatever we need to, right? A C-style for loop would work. No, we're not doing, chat, we're not doing a C-style for loop, okay? I refuse. We're above that, all right? Every day I get closer to being a supervillain. Ah! Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I am gonna work on this off stream because tomorrow I'm not streaming. I'm gonna riz up my girlfriend. We're gonna have some fro-yo. And please go back to what it was. Code Toil works. Oh my god. Ooh, no. Redo. Edit, redo, Control Y. Okay, so you're saying, fuck that thing. We're gonna use these. Okay, so you're saying this works as it is right now. This is done. It's this that needs worked on. Put 4 auto at entity map around line 8586. 4 auto reference M entity map. You need to define a value, which is probably just E, right? Or maybe F, I guess. And then this would be F dot M ID. Oh my god, I already forgot it. What was the tag? But this isn't what you want. Entity vect? What the fuck? Oh, for map element tag, no. Because entity map is a string in everything. So it's really m element dot string or dot m. Do I not have a getter? Oh no, it's tag. Tag is my getter for that. But how do I tell it I just want the string? Oh god. Oh, second being the oh, it should be first, shouldn't it? This is second. Replace line 86 over what the first. So you're saying instead of all this, that doesn't work. No? Leave the second argument alone? I'm just going worse. He's like, no, he's making it worse. So are you saying this shouldn't even be here? So just leave it as is? First argument, map elim second. So instead of entity map, it's map elim dot second. And then this doesn't work anymore. Look at Discord. What the fuck? Erase if m entities is alive. 4 key value entity map value lambda. Key lambda copy. How is this different? The only difference here is we're using get alive instead of is alive, but that's okay. Oh, I get it. So this is first, this is second. You wanted me to type second here. Oh, I got you. Okay, that makes sense to me. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't realize, yeah, I see now what you mean by this should be the second value of this, which was previously map element. So this was supposed to be map element dot second. That's what you were trying to tell me. I got you. Chat, how frustrating was that? Also, I feel like... Chat, how did we end up with 3 erase if loops? Am I dumb? This is extra. Oh God. Oh Jesus, that was so complicated. Okay, so now this will compile. Oh man, what a great way to end the stream. Oh shit. Okay, we fucking did it. That was so complicated. You guys have no idea, all right? That was definitely above my skill level to figure out that culling loop. Holy shit. Okay, I learned a lot today. We're gonna call it here. I love this background. I'm not a weeb, but like, it's a pretty dang good background, huh? All right, what are we doing? I normally stream every single day. I'm not gonna stream tomorrow because I got a Riz. We're gonna have Froyo, and it's gonna be exciting, all right? And we're gonna watch Love is a Spectrum, which is a show about autistic people dating, and it's amazing. Anyway, have a good night, have a good evening, give me kisses. Tasty. I'll see you guys in 2 days. We're gonna do more programming, and we're gonna do more video game programming, and we're gonna do more ECS, and we're gonna do probably Frogger, maybe, and it'll be fun. It's either Frogger or Vampire Survivors. I feel like more people would want to make Vampire Survivors if you're young, right? Like, ooh, make your own. It wouldn't be that hard to program, right? All right, not any harder than Frogger. Anyway, have a good night, have a good evening, goodbye. Bleh.